So that was my first video to introduce myself. This is obviously the follow-up. You know, I'm going to talk about my journey as a vegan because I think it is probably mimics quite a few of you, but not only that, I think it's a little different in the way of how quickly I transitioned. You know, unfortunately wasn't one of those awesome fucking people that went vegan straight away, but man, like I've met 15-year-olds that are like, I went vegan, they don't know anyone in their family that are vegan, they just fucking made that connection. Shit, man, they're the ones that are going to change things. But unfortunately, it was only 7 years ago that one of my Facebook status updates was what a dick. If God didn't want us to eat animals, he wouldn't have made them out of meat. Yeah, that memory came up the other day and I thought, you were a dick. I used to fish all the time. Oh God, I just used to eat a ton of animals, and I was the original animal lover. Like seriously, I used to fucking steal animals from around the neighborhood when I was a kid. Used to try to, like, you know, start little nurseries and shit at home with like baby birds and shit. I used to not ride my bike so fast so not to squish ants. Like I actually had some real connections as a child, and I feel like it's super important if your child does show that kind of kindness and compassion to support it, because whether you like it or not, kids that treat animals like shit usually end up treating humans like shit. So I highly recommend supporting children that are showing some sort of empathy and compassion to the smallest of animals, you know, or changing them. If they say, ew, a spider, let's squish it. God, no, do not squish that spider. Man up and fucking catch it and put it outside, or just let it live with you. Call it something and make it have a good connection as, you know, another worthy being on this planet. Anyway, so I had lots of connections. Unfortunately, I had the, you know, youngest of 5, so it was like meat and 3 veg, eat what was on your plate. So, you know, I didn't question my parents in the way of what they put on my plate. And being the youngest of 5, if I didn't eat, I fucking probably would have been eaten by my brothers and sisters. They nearly killed me a couple of times. Anyway, so yeah, I survived the 5. So 7 years ago, I made the connection. The way I made the connection, you would not believe it. Best story ever. I was Googling fireman calendars, you know, the Hall of Flame, which is hilarious because I'm a total pervert and I wanted to have some sexy men up on my kitchen wall telling me what fucking month it is. Especially Christmas. They always do a really good job with like a Santa hat, no clothes on. Fuck. Anyway, so I was Googling where to buy one of those, and you wouldn't believe it. A calendar came up with, or a picture came up with a pig in little itty bitty rain boots. These little itty bitty red rain boots. I'm gonna put the picture here. And I went, ew, that little piggy is so cute. He got little boots on. And then I clicked on the link and it went, do you know pigs are as smart as dogs? And I was like, what? That little piggy is just like a little puppy. And I decided, why the fuck am I eating that little guy? Like, fuck, I put bacon in everything. Maybe I shouldn't be eating him. And I went, yeah, actually, I'm not going to eat him anymore because I want to eat my dog. So that was the first connection, like, you know, real connection of change. I printed off that little buddy and I had him up at work and I started engaging people about, this is my little buddy. Do you know he's as smart as dogs? And that was it. 2 months later, I went to the big day out and I was pissed as, because that's what you do at the big day out. And I walked up to the Animals Australia Unleashed tent, and I was like, they had a badge that said, why eat one but not the other, with a dog and a pig. And I was like, I've done that. I've given up eating piggies. And they were like, well, did you know that chickens come when they're called? And do you know that sheep have best friends? And I was like, really? They are amazing. They are amazing. And I grew up with chickens and I was like, fuck, I love And they were like, maybe you should go vegetarian. And I was like, do you know what? Fuck yeah. Actually, I love animals. I've always loved animals, and that's actually the best thing for me to do. As of that day, boom, veggie. 2 months more down the track, a friend says, we should do 30-day vegan. And I went, yeah, like I fucking am loving this. 4 months in, I've lost 5 kilos from giving up meat alone. 5 kilos, that 5 stubborn kilos that just sat on my ass, and I was like, this is awesome. I am like killing it with this diet. So I did a little research on the old dairy and egg industry, and fuck me, it wasn't for me anymore. It was horrific. The dairy industry is by far the most disturbing industry to plague this earth. If you are a mother, if you are a woman, if you have a uterus, number one, to you ladies, ditch the fucking dairy. It is horrific. You are sending these mothers to be forcibly raped again and again and again, and their babies to be stolen from them a day or two after birth. You just need to stop looking that it's a cow, and you need to put a human there. And, you know, do you like that show, Love Child, you know, with the 60s and all those young girls being sent to that place to have their fucking babies, and then their babies get ripped from them? Fuck, that pisses me off, that show. You're doing that if you support the dairy industry. Now, for the fellas, you love your women. Just fucking ditch the dairy. Not only that, it gives you man boobs. We don't want you to have titties bigger than us. I don't, because that'd be fucked, because then I wouldn't have anything. But you know what I'm saying? So definitely look into that. It's not good for kids. You're not a baby cow. The way they have to change the composition of milk for you to even be able to stomach it is the evidence that it's not meant for us. You know, breast milk straight out of a human, bang, into a kid. No fucking around, because it's meant for us. So ditch the dairy, guys. The egg industry, you know, eggs were the last thing I gave up. I was getting eggs from a friend's, you know, Happy Chickens around the corner. And I had always had intentions of actually giving up eggs altogether, because I just wanted to wear the veganism label, because it is a holistic approach. It can't be wishy-washy, only because you are, you know, dedicating yourself to saying that I don't need anything from any animals, because, you know, I'm a confident human, and I'm going to be able to gather my own leaves and berries, and I don't need them to fucking do it for me. So, you know, even down to the honey, I didn't eat a lot of honey. I might have used it in cooking here or there. The Bee Movie. Watch the Bee Movie. That doesn't fucking change your opinions on bees and how we shouldn't be fucking with them. Just leave the little guys alone. Let them feed us. Without bees, we don't have fruits and vegetables. We don't have plants. We don't have trees. If we don't have those things, we don't have the clean air. And so bees are an integral part, and I just don't think we should be fucking with them. And if a bee swarm comes into your house or, you know, outside, don't kill it. We need the bees. Do your research on getting rid of bees or removal, you know, effectively without bloody killing them. So anyway, so that's my journey. 7 years, boom, boom, boom. About 6 months it took from, you know, giving up pigs, vegetarian to veganism. And then, shit, I was this angry, preachy motherfucker. And yeah, I actually think it's important for those first couple of years to really embody what veganism is all about, and share your knowledge, because the more you repeat, the more you educate, the more it's going to stick in your head. You know, it is a religion. It's not, but you know, you need to know your facts, and you have to uncondition yourself from, you know, what we're being told. Like, meat was just something that was given to, you know, the richest of rich in the Roman days, because it was so la-di-da. The poor didn't have, you know, access to it. And you look at third world countries and things now around the world, and meat and eating animals is actually almost like a last resort. It's like, okay, winter's coming, you know, we're going to eat some blubber, so, you know, but we know better now. We know that we can actually get everything we need, and there's no isolation of anywhere around the world. Everyone can get something. You know, granted, I know there's third world countries that, you know, maybe, fuck, you know, I'm not going to do the white privilege fucking girl thing because that ain't my style. But anyway, for us, there is no excuse. No excuse. If you're watching this, there's no excuse, because you've got a fucking phone, you've got a computer, you've got access to the internet. You're good. You should just, you know, explore veganism, certainly. The first and foremost way of making, you know, real change in this world, in our environment, and also our relationship with Mother Earth, and relationship with each other. You know, humans need compassion and kindness, and, you know, war. What is it good for? I think there's a song to that. So that's my journey into veganism. You'll see me getting as active as possible, because I'm compassionate, empathetic, and I realize that I am the voice just like you are. So find your way of being active in this movement, because the movement at the moment has real momentum. So keep up the good work, and thanks for watching. Peace, love, vegan.